Welcome to Prime Childcare Software Training. In this session, we're going to be discussing how to create classes in Prime. To create a class, first go to the Classes module, select on Add, and that adds a new class into the system. If you need to delete a class, select that class and click on Delete, and that will delete the class. Once you've added the class record, you're going to go in and update all the fields that you want information on. If you want class rosters and the class to show up on active lists, then you want to make sure that the active checkbox is selected. If this class is a non-tuition class, such as dancing or computers, make sure you mark non-tuition so that the rates for that class are picked up for the tuition for that class rather than the tuition of the main class that the student is in. You can enter a name, description. For rooms, you can assign a class to a room, and in the Edit Rooms window, you can add, edit, or remove rooms from the system. In the Age section, you're going to choose the age in years of kids that are in this class. We're going to choose 4 to 5-year-olds. For ratio, the ratio is how many teachers to students. In this case, we'll do a 1-to-1. And this will affect, once you start adding students to the roster, this will affect these numbers here. Under the Schedule section, put the start and end times of the class, and what days the class meets. In the Rates section, you're going to put the rates, the tuition rates for that class for each rate type. For instance, I could charge $25 a day, $125 for weekly, and so on and so forth. Once I'm done, I click on Save. Under Roster, this is where I would add my class roster. So all I do is select a student, click on Add, and that'll add them to the class roster. If I want to remove that student from the roster, then I just select their name on the right and click on Remove. The two reports in the Roster tab are the roster, which just shows the roster by class, and a roster with sponsors. Unfortunately, this roster is not in there because it is not active. So you have to make sure that it's active, otherwise you're not going to see in rosters. Here's my one student, and it'll list each student with their student ID. With the roster with sponsors, it'll show not only the student's name, the days they're expected to attend, their birth date, and their sponsors with contact information for their sponsors. These are just two buttons, two reports that are located in the Reports module, but they're just easily accessible from here. Once you're done, Employees, the Employees tab is where you will add employees or teachers to this class. All you do is just click on the Add button, double click, or select and add the employees, and it adds them to the class. Once you've added employees to the class, you'll notice that now the ratio of I have 1-to-1, so I have to have one teacher per one student. And now you can see I have 2 teachers, so I'm allowed 2 students. If I was to change the ratio, then it would change the numbers here as well. To remove a teacher from the class, just click on the teacher's name and click on Remove. For curriculum, I add curriculum items in this tab. To add them, I click on Add. To edit them, click on Edit. And then if I want to evaluate that curriculum item, such as a homework or an in-class assignment, I pull up that section in here. So I'm just going to add a curriculum item. I'm going to make it for Thursday. I can also choose it from the calendar. I can give it a name, and I can put directions or instructions on here. I can choose what kind of type the curriculum item this is, if it's in class or homework. I can choose if there's an evaluation type on this curriculum item, and then I can put when this item is due. I can also click on Add Attachment and select a digital file to attach to this item. And if I want to, I can click on Custom Content and actually create, say, a homework assignment or in-class assignment here. Once I'm done, I can click on Save, or if I need to add more curriculum items, then I can click on Add Another, and it'll take me to a screen where I can add more. I'll notice there's my curriculum item. If I wanted to evaluate, then I could click on that item and evaluate, and I can see each student in the class, whether they've submitted that, say like that homework assignment, and whether I've evaluated it. Up here I can see the name of it and when the due date is for that assignment, and I can click on evaluate for each student and actually choose how it's evaluated. Because I didn't choose an evaluation type, it won't let me actually put the evaluation for you. That is curriculum. The fees tab, that functionality is not available just yet, so we're not going to go over that. But that is everything for adding classes in